Okay,
It's
I'll read this part again. Baba
yeah.
also continued to issue various instructions and discourses to his devotees during the time away from Marizad. On January 26, 1953, at a meeting with his close ones, he asked all of them to abstain completely from any lustful action until the end of April 1953. Sensing reluctance among the followers, he added, "Try, I will help you." Also during this tour, Baba also stated, "I am God in human form. I alone am real. All else is illusion. Love me from the depths of your hearts." For
Mhm.
his lovers who came for the tour from Hamirpur in northern India and had to return before Baba left, see our Reddy College, which was a college in
Engineering college in Eluru.
yeah, the site of the mass darshan in Eluru. Baba comforted them, saying, "If you have love for me, distance or being away from my physical presence doesn't matter. I am in you, and the universal mind can give anything to anyone at any time. Just follow these instructions. Love me. Don't deceive. Don't commit misdeeds. I will be with you."
This is very important, isn't it? That
Yeah.
distance doesn't matter and the universal mind will give anyone anything. This is
Yeah.
very important. Yeah. Mhm.
On January 30th, Baba and company were back at Merazad and Mehrabad after 35 days of touring in the north and south of India. William immediately became involved again with his difficult patient. I guess that would be Baba. And on
Miss
February
Baba. Difficult patient, Miss Baba. Mm.
On February 4th, he, along with three Eastern women and three Eastern men, Mandali, accompanied Baba to Pune for an x-ray of the left leg, which was still bothering him. Oh,
Mm.
over here.
Next.
Yeah. The group returned to Merizad the same day. Preparations were already underway for a trip and extended stay in northern India at Dehradun, the town where William earlier had attempted to set up a medical practice before leaving for the north.
Mm.
Baba summoned Western devotee Irene Conybeare, who was staying in nearby Pune. Irene was another Westerner who was writing a book, Civilization or Chaos, and we have an asterisk. Oopsie, read it. Irene Conybeare was from an intellectual and rationalistic British family. She heard of Baba from Will Beckett in 1940 after having some mystical experiences. She met Baba briefly in 1941 and wrote several books, including In Quest of Truth and Civilization or Chaos. Irene
Mm.
would write later in the Awakener magazine about a question and answer session with Baba at this time. At
Mm.
Pimpalgaon, Marizad, there was an opportunity to ask questions, so now was my chance. "Baba," I
Mm.
said boldly, "where do the flying saucers come from?" Baba's face relaxed in a broad smile. "I would not answer that question for anybody, but you only. They do not come from any other planet."
Mhm.
Wow. After 2 weeks in
Mm.
Arizad, Baba and a group of 6 female and 12 male disciples, including William, left for Dehradun on February 15th, 1953. They would spend 9 months in Dehradun, where Baba wanted to remain in seclusion. Two houses were rented. The men stayed at 107A Rajpur Road, and Baba and the women Mandali at 103A Rajpur Road. Although
And we just visited all this
you have,
Dehradun.
wow,
Yeah. Uh,
really? Ah, hmm. Although William was given his own room in the men's house, very little has been divulged about what he did during his stay in Dehradun, even though Baba appeared to be engaged in important work there. World turmoil was ongoing in the early 50s. While much of Europe was attempting to recover from World War II, the Korean War of 1950 to 1953 saw various superpowers supporting either North or South Korea. Many of Meher Baba's followers worldwide were also experiencing difficulties, but Baba was cutting off correspondence with everyone, particularly those who wanted answers or his, let's see,
Mhm. Yeah, but that time Dr. Donkin was doing practice, and later Baba stayed at the clinic where he was doing practice. And later, when the practice was stopped by Dr. Donkin, and in the next visit, it is on Lytton Road. It is called Lytton Road. So Dr. Donkin's clinic was there, which was vacant, and so next visit, Baba stayed in that clinic only.
oh, this is Dehradun still?
Yeah, 29 Lytton Road. And nearby is Kekinalawala's residence, Lytton
Ah,
Road only. And Burjo Mehta, his residence also, I think 34 Lytton Road.
wow. Is that home still in the family, the Nalavala family, or different now?
No idea for me at least.
Oh,
I think someone from Bombay can tell. Yeah. Yeah, yes, their families must be searched for and they must be brought in Baba's circle or
wow.
under his, yeah,
Okay,
a
so they
revival. Yeah, yeah, please
read from the
continue.
paper. They were asking Baba's opinion. He did not want them, if they were asking for his opinion on their problems, he insisted that they all face their difficulties with grace and fortitude.
Mm,
Oddly enough, Baba did take time to offer advice to Irene Conybeare on her book. Irene had been working with Ramju, one of Baba's men Mandali, on the content of the book, and disagreements had arisen between the two. On
mm,
February 27th, Baba dictated a letter of clarification to Irene regarding content of the book. It reads in part, there is no difference in consciousness of the avatar and a Sadguru, or in their perfection,
mm,
are one with God. Both experience infinite power, knowledge, and bliss, and both use these aspects of Sat Chit Anand for the
mm,
universe. Same,
mm.
Avatar and Sadguru. The
Both are God.
mhm.
The
These
difference is in their capacities, their powers, authorities, and after Sadguru drops body, he cannot help anyone, and there are no powers in his samadhi. But Avatar can help even after dropping the body, and there are powers in his samadhi up to 150 years.
ah,
And one more important difference is Avatar samadhi is like a powerhouse. So
mhm.
even after Avatar drops the body, whatever religious places all over the world are, the power to these places is supplied from Avatar's Samadhi. And so whoever goes to those places, pilgrimage, whatever religion he is belonging, with the full conviction and full Shraddha, they get the fruit of that. As we have the electricity,
Yeah.
so there is the electricity powerhouse, and the electricity is supplied everywhere in the city, various places, in the factories and houses and offices. Same way, Avatar's Samadhi is a powerhouse from
Mhm.
where spiritual power is provided whole world.
Wow.
It is
Oh,
mentioned in Adi Kaka's book also. Yeah.
thank you.
Jai
Okay.
Baba.
The difference. Okay, the difference. See, now he's saying that they have many aspects the same, but the difference
Ah,
in the scope of their working.
mhm.
Sadhguru works for the selected few in a chosen way and for the universe in a general way. Avatar works for the selected few in a special way and for the universe in a chosen way.
Wow.
Let's see, there's some.
Mhm.
Uh,
Even Sadhguru have the five Sadhgurus have their different departments,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they do not cross the boundaries, and that particular Sadhguru has his department to look after. But whereas Avatar has the whole universe creation to look after. Mhm.
And there's a footnote, which we have to see. It's not it. I don't have it. The later. Well, you just described. You're explaining about the differences. It
Yeah,
was.
there are three footnotes. Yeah. Ramju K. Abdullah, one of Baba's Mandali, had been raised an Orthodox Muslim and joined Baba at the age of 23 in 1922. He was from Lonavala and his father was a cloth merchant. That shop is still there in Lonavala. Baba asked Ramju to keep a diary from January 1922 to January 1925 that recorded Baba's interactions with and training of the earliest Mandali. Then Satchit Anand, as you read above, because Sadguru Avatar, they are all Sat Chit Anand, that is real mind's infinite bliss state. For God, there is only bliss. There is no suffering for God. But for Avatar, suffering as well as infinite bliss. So Satchitanand means God's state is most often translated as true knowledge, bliss, or all alternatively existence knowledge bliss. And the third footnote is, as you just read about it, Avatar Meher Baba Trust was established by Baba in 1959 to provide for his disciples who were dependent on him and to take care for his tomb and the property at Mehrabad. And the copy of this trust deed, it is not here in the book, I'm telling, it was sent to my father also to check because he was advocate. Mhm.
Wow. Oh my. Oh, so long
Mhm.
ago. Wow. In 1959. Oh. Ooh.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's see. It was during the Dehradun stay that Bao Kalchuri joined Baba permanently. Bao later served as chairman of the Avatar Meher Baba Trust for many years. We just had talked about that. For many years, and was the author of many Meher Baba books, including the multi-volume Lord Meher series. Bao
Mhm.
had met Baba a number of months earlier at Sauner and Nagpur. At that time, Bao was involved in completing three master's degrees in public administration, chemistry, and physics and law. Baba asked Bao bluntly at their meeting, "Will you obey me 100%?" Bao immediately replied, "Yes." On successfully completing his examinations for his master's degrees, Bao came to Dehradun to join Baba forever in March 1953. Let's see, I'll go show you the picture of here's Bao and with Baba. I'll read Bao Kalchur.
Yeah.
Wright joined Baba in 1953 as a Mandali and wrote many books relating to Baba, including the 6,000-page biography, Lord Meher. Later in the 50s, Bao's wife, Rama, and children, Sheila and Mernath, became part of Baba's family. Mandali Erich Jesawala left, was with Baba constantly, and was the main interpreter of his hand gestures.
Mhm.
So Bao came in March 1953. After that, Bao's wife Rama and children Sheila and Marinath lived under Baba's watchful eye. And the note is Rama, Sheila, and Marinath lived in Kushru quarters, the trust compound, and Baba said of the children that he was their real father. During Baba's stay at Dehradun, he took time to strengthen his relationships with his close followers there. A public darshan was also held for all of his lovers in Dehradun, and for several hours they filed past him. Baba at all times stressed honesty. On one occasion in Dehradun, an atheist came before Baba. His response: everyone is an atheist until he finds God by actual experience. It is better to be an atheist and be honest in words and deeds than to pose as a lover of God and lead a dishonest life. But God is independent. He needs no worship. He only needs that we be honest.
Mm.
Okay, so we
And
go.
this place where Baba gave Mass Darshan, no? That is also Rajpur Road, just behind the Dham. And last year it was there. Recently it is demolished.
Oh, oh my.
Completely demolished suddenly by a property dealer. And even the photo, it was a wonderful photo and in colorful blue and green color. And it is said that photo never touched any dust, though the place was totally dustful. We had visited in last 3 years back, but this year, few months back, the place where Baba gave the message highest of the high and the prayer,
Oh
that place is this place, Rajpur Road, and it is few months back. It is demolished totally. Now the government has put their sill. It is under litigation.
oh my.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean the photo? You say photo? You mean photo of Baba? The
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There was a room, it was preserved where Baba had stayed, and there was a photo they had placed there. Yeah.
Oh, oh, what a shame. Wow. Oh, you would think that the contractor would have to get a permit or some go through.
Yeah, they are trying. It is very difficult, this builder lobby, no? All
Uh,
of a sudden, they just, some people were staying there, and they paid them, and they hushed them off. Those
oh,
people used to allow Baba lovers to go and see. Likewise, only we were allowed.
oh,
And that builder just bought the JCB and demolished everything. And
oh,
then the complaint goes to government, and now there is a sale of government because there are litigations for that property's ownership.
oh my.
And can you imagine? We were just wandering that area. We were not, when we first visited 3 years back, we were
Mm.
not aware. But somehow, me and my husband, we both felt, oh, definitely Baba might have been here.
Oh,
Later, we inquired and we came to know, and then again we revisited.
oh, wow. Good that you are traveling now. Wow, wow. Okay, Baba also continued his contact with Mus and the poor while staying in Dehradun. He did not hesitate from seeking even more seclusion while staying in northern India, and on April 10 left Dehradun and traveled 22 miles further north to stay for 7 weeks at Mussoorie, the queen of hill stations in India.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little
Where
foot.
now I am today.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, you are there right now in Mussoorie?
Yeah,
Oh, for
yeah, yeah.
Mussoorie is a hill station about 20 miles from Dehradun in the foothills of the Himalayas. It grew from a hunting lodge built by a British officer in 1826. It has green hills, breathtaking vistas, and beautiful waterfalls.
Mm.
Baba had hoped to deal with correspondence while staying at Mussoorie, but soon abandoned this and asked Adi Sr. to issue another circular informing his followers not to write to him for any reason from May 15 until the end of September 1953. There
Mm.
is no mention that William was included in the Mussoorie trip. Although the decision that William would have his own room away from the rest of the Mandali appears to have been an arrangement that Baba agreed to, the doctor's frustration was evident in a supposedly small episode which erupted after the group's return on June 30th. The dialogue is taken from the pages of Bau Kalturi's Lord Meher. Dr. Neelu complained to Baba. This is now talking about the small incident. Dr. Neelu complained to Baba. Donkin is discontinuing his subscription to his medical journal from abroad, which I need, as you have told me to keep up with the latest developments. Tell him not to do so. Baba's reply, let us consult Hafiz and see if Nilu's wish is to come true. Baba asked another Mandali member to bring a volume of Hafiz's work and open it at random. Some sentences were read in Persian and translated. It seems Nilu's desire will be fulfilled, concluded Baba. William was not convinced. Hafiz says nothing about medicine or a journal. Papa responded, anyway, until the end of 1953, don't stop the journal. William then complained to Baba. You had in the beginning made grandiose plans about opening medical facilities, which until now have not been put into effect.
Because he hadn't sufficient instruments, and this half is do you know the what is this? I'll explain a little. uh, it is said, uh, whoever have any problem, any confusion, any difficulties, just open randomly any page of Hafiz and you will find the answer. And that is Baba. This is very rare example. Baba himself did it for a donkey.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's unique. Yeah.
sidestepping a direct answer, Baba had Hafiz consulted again, commenting, ask Hafiz again when these two doctors will leave me alone. After
Uh,
the second Hafiz quote was read, William again noted, but no reference is made about medicine or a hospital. The time is coming soon, Baba replied. Although the session ended on a lighter note a short time after with more Hafiz quotes and an agreement to continue William's subscription to the medical journal, the fray indicated that William was certainly internally frustrated at
mm,
times.
mm, mm,
Baba had indeed indicated before William graduated from Bart's 14 years earlier that he would need a surgeon and that a hospital was included in the long-term plans for Meherabad.
mm,
William's delicate state is understandable. Both of his parents had died in England the year before. He was continually plagued in not finding a solution to the pain in Baba's left leg. And in the move to Dehradun, Baba was no longer giving William jobs to do, while freely allocating various responsibilities to other Mandali members.
mm,
Baba's emphasis on eliminating the ego of followers is worth another glance. William struggled through medical school thinking that his skills would be put to good use in India. Early on, however, William realized that predictability was not a part of his life with Meher Baba. Soon after arriving in India, both William and Dr. Neelu were referred to as barbers rather than doctors on more than one occasion. It is
Mm.
possible that William also witnessed or heard about the deflating ego session had with Dr. Goer, who joined the ashram after graduating from medical school in Delhi. He basically told her not to assume any lofty attitude because of achieving her medical degree.
Mm.
Lord Mayor Bao Kalchuri gives his own opinion on William's situation at this time. Donkin was a gifted, diligent doctor, but after the New Life period, Baba had not given him any specific duty, and it was therefore difficult for him to pass the time. Baba's inner work for him was, of course, for the best, but outwardly Donkin remained ill at ease. For him, to be without work was a penance. Let's see.
Mm. Mm. Great.
Although the mood appeared serious in Dehradun, William was still capable of carrying out his signature pranks. Life with Mera Baba was always filled with many pets: dogs, cats, goats, deer, parrots, monkeys, and even horses. While in Dehradun, Baba had presented his chief woman disciple, Mera, with a pet horse, Sheba. When Baba decided to move with the group from northern India, one of their stopping places for a period of time on their way back to Merazad was Satara. Mera tells a Satara story about William and Sheba in her book about the ashram pets. Baba Loved Us Too, Stories of Mera Baba and His Pets. One day, Dr. Donkin was waiting at the gate for Baba's call. Feeling bored, he lit his cigar. The aroma of the tobacco wafted. I'll show this
Mm.
picture. This is Baba and Shiva, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The photo is in Satara. Mm.
Shiva, who enjoyed tobacco treats from William Donkin, gets a kiss from Baba. Shiva was a gift from Baba to Mera. A wide range of pets was always included in the ashram life. Isn't that a wonderful picture?
Yeah, yeah. And this is Satara Rosewood.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And this Shiba was very small. When she Baba bought her, it was 3 months.
oh, really?
Particular breed of Mehra wanted that Baba had brought.
Oh,
Mm.
okay, let me see all of this.
It proves Baba is with us. All about Dehradun, Masuri, and I am in Dehradun and Masuri.
Okay, I'm sorry, can you say again? You,
Baba is proving that he's with us through
ah,
this reading session. So here we are reading about Dehradun and Masuri,
yeah,
and I am in Masuri
right.
and just came from Dehradun. We'll go again tomorrow to Dehradun.
Okay, so now so Donkin is smoking his pipe. The aroma of the tobacco wafted its way through the air to Sheba in her stable. She started rubbing her lips against the screen window. The strange sound attracted Donkin's attention. Curious, he walked over to Sheba. As Donkin watched Sheba rub her lips against the screen, he got an idea. Perhaps Sheba would like some tobacco. Dr. Donkin slipped a few shreds of tobacco through the holes in the screen. And would you believe it, that lady of many tastes gobbled it up. Sheba began rubbing her lips once more against the screen, letting Donkin know she was ready for an encore. After that, Sheba and Donkin were fast friends, and,
Ah!
and Sheba would get the stumps of his cigars. How awful! Or a pinch of his pipe tobacco. From mid-August until September 2nd, 1953, Baba was involved in a specific work and he did not wish to be disturbed. Part of the daily routine during this time was to have the Master's Prayer, which Baba had dictated August 13th, recited daily, and William was asked to read the prayer in English. The Master's Prayer and the Prayer of Repentance are the two main prayers issued by Meher Baba in his lifetime. While the prayer of repentance dwells on its title subject, repentance, the Master's Prayer. Oh, while the prayer of repentance dwell on its title subject, repentance, the Master's prayer's direction toward divine being
Divine will.
divinity,
Exactly.
is more lofty, almost unworldly, and beyond understanding. The English
Okay.
version reads as follows. Let's see,
Wow.
the Master Prayer. The Master's Prayer. O Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazdan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Izad, the only one worthy of worship. Let's see. Little is known about William's activities between the final months of 1953 and mid-1954. During the fall of 1953 in Dehradun, Meher Baba began to refer to himself more as the avatar of the age, especially to his close followers. This proclamation often included discourses or directions. An example excerpted from one discourse. Mere intellectuals can never understand me through their intellect. If I am the highest of the high, it becomes impossible for the mind to gauge me, nor is it possible for me in my ways to be fathomed by the human mind. I am not to be attained by those who, loving me, stand reverently by in rapt admiration. I am not for those who ridicule me and point at me with contempt. To have a crowd of tens of millions flocking around me is not what I am for. I am for the few who, scattered amongst the crowd, silently and unostentatiously surrender their all, body, mind, and possessions, to me.
Mm.
I am still more for those who, after surrendering their all, never give another thought to their surrender.
Mm.
Those who have indomitable courage to face willingly and cheerfully the worst calamities, who have unshakable faith in me, eager to fulfill my slightest wish at the cost of their happiness and comfort. They
Mm.
indeed truly love me. Let's see. Uh, there's a footnote. Upanishads are Hindu scriptures. Oh, down. I'm sorry. It's further down. Sorry. Baba appears to be heightening the demand on his close followers. And taking on the mantle of avatar, he essentially was saying he was a human manifestation of God, comparable to Zoroaster, Rama, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, and Mohammed. The excerpt above is only a part of what Baba said at the time. Charles Purdom, close English follower and author, says of Baba's lengthy declaration, "This was the most explicit, direct, and the fullest public statement made by Baba about himself. It is the equivalent of what is said in the Upanishads." And the
Mm.
note is the Upanishads are Hindu scriptures that constitute the core teachings of Vedanta. They were not written over a period spanning from the middle of the first millennium BCE. I wonder why it says they were not written over a period spanning
Oh, nice. Mhm.
from the middle of
Before. Yeah.
the first millennium BCE through the medieval and early modern periods.
Mm.
Okay. Brahman is all and Atman is Brahman. Atman the self. I am Atman, the spirit himself. To make such a declaration required the highest degree of courage. This is now, yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
speak.
that's true.
Okay.
You want me to take over some
Oh,
part? If you are tired, if
oh,
you
I'm
continue.
wondering, or maybe Diana, you're here if you wanted to. Okay.
Oh, good, great. If she's there, that's not fine.
I'll read if you like.
Oh, this the end? Are we at the end here of
Yeah,
this?
it's a new chapter coming up.
Right. Okay. So I will close this one then, and we'll uh, let me just stop share for a minute here. Get up the new. Thank you. Okay, I just thought maybe you had trouble seeing Meherkrupa. You were
Yeah, Diana is there, so she can take.
you are in a motel, yeah, hotel, resting on
Yeah, yeah,
in Missouri. In Missouri. Wow. Uh,
no, it's okay.
let me see. Okay, I have to close this chapter, go on to the next. Excuse me, it'll take me a minute. Okay, here we
What's
go.
the heading of the next chapter?
Let me read it. It is 3 incredible weeks, a tough lesson.
Ah, great, interesting, very good. Three Incredible with Baba. There is a movie, there is a book, small book
Beautiful movie.
on this.
Yeah.
My father was there
Oh,
in those 3 weeks. Yeah,
all right. So it'll be a little
mm,
large.
very good chapter.
Okay. 3 incredible weeks. Oh, all right, Diana. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I'm happy to do it. 3 incredible weeks, a tough lesson. Excuse me. During the early months of 1954, Andhra State, Baba toured Andhra State, giving darshan to more than 200,000 lovers. On one occasion, he relays how specific he was in the God Man about the attitude followers should display in working for him. When you spread my internal message of love to others, show them first that you really love me. Do not merely make them read my books and messages, do more. Live such a life of love, sacrifice, forgiveness, and tolerance that others will love me. If instead of doing the real work of love, you start organized propaganda for me, it is absurd. I need no propaganda and publicity, but I do want love and honesty. If you cannot live the life of love and honesty, you should stop working for me. I am quite capable of doing my universal work alone. At the time, Meher Baba said, there are about 220 men and women from the East and West who have so completely and utterly surrendered to me that they would do anything I say. William was undoubtedly included in this group. Early in 1954, plans were afoot to invite a group of 20 of Meher Baba's close Western male followers to take part in what would eventually be called the 3 Incredible Weeks. William was at last given a specific job: to be completely responsible for the health of the visiting male devotees. Before this visit occurred, early to mid 1954 was devoted to Baba's followers in India. He used Mahabaleshwar and Meherkrupa as alternating home bases. On these trips, the Mandali who traveled with him were strictly Easterners. Just as Baba has depended on William as a Westerner for his travels to England and the United States, he now turned to his Indian Mandali and lovers to organize and assist him on travels in their home country. On February 7th, 1954, Baba and 9 men Mandali left Mahabaleshwar for Hamirpur. William stayed behind at the Aga Khan bungalow with the women Mandali and 3 other Eastern men Mandali. Returning on March 6th from Pune to Mahabaleshwar, Baba related the news of his 1-month tour to William and the women Mandali. The group of Western men arrived September 10th at Ahmednagar to begin their 3 incredible weeks. They included citizens of England, France, Switzerland, the United States, and Australia, all countries where Meher Baba had traveled and had followers. Charles Purdom, who arrived with a small British group ahead of the other larger group of Western men, writes to his Swiss friend Max Heflinger about the Bombay arrival. Donkin came to meet us and has been very helpful, but is very busy helping to get the previous Western women's quarters at Meherabad ready for the visitors from abroad. If William had felt distant, useless, and alienated from Meher Baba before the group arrived, his spirits would have been buoyed by the trust Baba placed in him to look after the visitors' health care. Baba told the assembled men shortly after their arrival, Don Williams is in charge of your health. If you have any difficulty, tell him. A day later, Baba led the Western men on a walk up Seclusion Hill. On the way, he showed them William's small medical facility. This is Don's dispensary, and I have nothing to worry about regarding health, because here is the doctor, and he is most dear to me. The faith and love with which this dear son of mine has stuck to Baba is unique. As I told you yesterday, if anything bothers you, if the slightest thing is wrong with you, tell Don. These words to the 20 Western male visitors certainly would have had a resurrecting effect on William. For the most part, he had been at loose ends since the end of the New Life period. His emptiness was tempered somewhat when he was called on to help organize Baba's trip to the West in 1952. But the responsibility of the Western male visitors in September 1954 probably came at a time when his morale was teetering. Merwan Jasawala, who was a young man at the time, recalls William's dedication in taking care of the Western 55 visitors. Every morning he would clean the latrines. Before anyone got up, he would clean them with his own hands. He never spared himself. He worked behind the scenes. He never liked attention and wasn't the least bit ostentatious. Charles Purdom describes in his book, The God-Man, the arrivals and accommodations set up for the Western men. The original intention was that all should stay as guests of varying devotees in Ahmednagar, but Baba had decided it would be more convenient and more in accord with his purpose for us to be under one roof at Meherabad. Up on the hill is the large 2-story stone house that had served for years as a retreat for his secluded women disciples, in which Baba had been the only man to set foot, with the exception of the doctors. The upper story had been converted for the occasion into a dormitory. 2 other rooms were on the ground floor, where there was a large lounge. At the rear was erected a refectory under a corrugated iron roof, a little beyond the kitchens, with a cook and assistants, also 5 Indian-type bathrooms and washstands with running cold water and mirrors for shaving, and 5 toilets. Early in the morning, buckets of hot water were brought to the bathrooms as required. The meals were varied and tasty. Clothes laundered, pressed or cleaned as necessary. Outgoing mail was posted and incoming mail delivered. Medicines were supplied for those who needed them. Later, in his account, Purdom said, Baba proved that a perfect master was also a perfect host.
Yes. And he was also a perfect guest.
Baba immediately took the group for a tour of local places associated with his work. The Western men also witnessed a mass darshan attended by 10,000 Indian devotees. While Baba told the men, I am your master, but I am also your friend, the group visit was not without heartbreak. Shortly after gathering them together, Baba asked them their thoughts. One group member, Max Heflinger from Switzerland, found himself quickly embroiled in turmoil when Baba asked him to say something. I don't understand anything about you, but I like your people, said Max. That means you don't like me? Asked Baba. Max said something about liking Baba sometimes. So you like my people all the time, said Baba, and you like me sometimes. The dust stop did not stop with this brief exchange. Later, Baba turned to Max and said, Max, you don't like me. Anyway, I like you all the time, all the time. Baba was undoubtedly trying to teach Heflinger something in the exchange. Charles Purdom, who considered Heflinger a close friend, describes the drastic conclusion of this chain of events when members of the group were granted private meetings with Baba. After I had seen Baba, and in view of what had passed earlier between him and Max, I thought I should have a talk with the latter before his interview, but somehow I failed to do so, although Max was the last to see Baba. When we met immediately after, he said to me, Baba is sending me home. When? I asked. Could we scroll, please? At once, was his reply. I am packing now. Baba and I have agreed that neither of us will say why this has happened. Purdom was devastated about the expulsion of his friend. Max went away, leaving me with a heavy heart, for he was the man I knew the best, with whom I had most in common of all those present. I had been looking forward to our being together during the fortnight. A certain amount of gloom settled upon the entire company as we gathered in the lounge after our evening meal, but no one referred to what had happened.
Mm.
Purna must have enjoyed a good rapport with Baba, because 2 days later, Baba gave an explanation to the group about Max's leaving. First, I want to tell you in a few words about Max. I've had a note from Charles asking me if I would say something to explain his departure, for it has distressed him. In the interview, he told me something we both promised not to disclose and gave a description of his state of mind since he met me 2 years ago. He then told me that he really did not want to come, but something had made him do so. And now, Baba, he said, I leave it to you whether to go immediately or to stay until the meeting. I told him to go. He felt very sad. I told him to go immediately. He will accordingly leave Bombay on the 22nd of September. He is a very fine man, and I love him very much. Today, he sent me a telegram saying, Dear Baba, I humbly apologize for having disappointed you and ask your forgiveness. I cabled in reply, Don't worry, my love and blessings. This I tell you because dear Purdom wanted to know why Max left. While the explanation still was far from complete, it must have provided some solace to group members. Ivy Deuce, in her book How a Master Works, published in 1975, continues the thread of Max's life after his sudden departure from the 3 incredible weeks in September 1954. Writing about his years after 1954, she says, Actually, Baba, in his inimitable manner, had in this way given to Max an experience that proved a catalyst through which Max realized his true love for Baba. He has maintained a firm connection with Baba ever since, making great sacrifices to come to Baba Sahavas in Myrtle Beach later. Lud, that's Ludwig Dimpfel, who had attended the 3 incredible weeks, later filled me in on the story of Max, who lived in Bern, Switzerland, and whose behavior at the 1954 Sahavas was always inexplicable to me, since whenever I had seen him either in Switzerland or at Myrtle Beach, he was a very strong Baba devotee.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
There they all are. What a wonderful photo. Classic,
Mm.
classic, classic.
How fortunate they all were.
Yes, yes,
Baba
yes.
himself took them into the Samadhi. Baba showed them the whole low Meherabad, all the buildings, upper Meherabad, everything, how he used to grind on the grindstone for the ashram students, everything.
Okay, below the photo, we read, Meher Baba is shown at the Samadhi with the Western men who spent 3 incredible weeks in India with Baba in September 1954. Dr. William Donkin, who was responsible for the health of group members during their India visit, is at the far right in the photo. The Western visitors included, back row from left, John Bass, USA, Ben Heyman, USA, Charles Burdom, UK, Malcolm Schloss, USA, Frank Hendrick, USA, Bill LePage, Australia, John Ballantyne, Australia, is it Fred Fry? Is that how you say his name? USA, Fred Marks. Fred Frey. Okay, Fred Frey, USA. Fred Marks, UK. Darwin Shaw, USA. Philippe Dupuis, France. And France Eaton, USA. Middle row from left, Fred Winterfeld, USA, Wilt Backett, UK, Francis Brabazon, Australia, Joseph Harp, USA, Lud Dimple, USA, and Dana Field, USA. Another participant, Alexander Markey, USA, is not shown in the photo. And of course, beautiful Baba in the front.
Wonderful. Wow.
I love that poem. Lud related that when Max first heard of Baba, he was a stockbroker in Switzerland, and his first thought upon hearing that Baba knew everything was that this would be a gold mine of information for a stockbroker. Hence, when Max finally met Baba, he took advantage of the situation and asked the master what would be good stocks to buy. Baba mentioned several stocks, and Max bought them, and all of the stocks proceeded to grow in value. The next time Max came to Baba, he again asked him what stocks to buy, and Baba said to him, "Sell your stocks." Whereupon Max went back to his job and sold all of his stocks, plus all of the stocks of his clients. The market kept going up, and the clients were furious because of his bad judgment. He then went back to Baba and complained about what had befallen him. Baba replied, "I told you to sell your stock. I didn't tell you to sell your clients." Max himself confirmed the story when he visited the Sufi Center in the fall of 1972. Excuse me. The Haflinger story reflects the tough road Baba lovers had to adhere to in following their spiritual master. The successful stockbroker was suddenly left with egg on his face when he prematurely sold off his own and his clients' stocks. Throughout his life, Baba said he was out to destroy egos because these egos interfered with the growth of divine love in his lovers. Haflinger's prowess as a stockbroker was shattered. This compares in some ways to William and his desire to be a worthwhile doctor. Excuse me. Baba did not always grant the wishes of his lovers. The experience was painful for many, but he warned them many times that following him was not a journey for the faint-hearted. Despite reverses, for a few of the Western male followers, the 3 incredible weeks were just that. Baba emphasized to group members that they should be completely natural, and although it was difficult for many, any feeling of distance and stiff correctness in behavior began to dissolve during the first week. At one point during the men's stay, Baba distributed a circular to them entitled Meher Baba's Call, which read, "Live not in ignorance. Do not waste your precious lifespan in differentiating between and judging your fellow men, but learn to long for the love of God, even in the midst of your worldly activities. Live only to find and realize your true identity with your beloved God." Well, William was in charge of the overall health of the men. He was also given other responsibilities. On one occasion, William read to the group a Christian prayer that he himself had compiled from several sources just for the occasion. William followed the reading of his unique prayer with a reading of Baba's prayer of repentance. Zoroastrian and Muslim prayers were also read on this occasion. William also spoke on one occasion using a microphone to convey what Baba said was an important message. Baba wants to use a simile about the atom bomb. Just as an atom bomb, which in itself is so small, when exploded, causes tremendous havoc, so when he breaks his silence, the universal spiritual upheaval that will take place will be something that no one can describe. It will happen in a second, at a time when nobody expects it. Just as when an earthquake takes place suddenly, when no one is ready and no one can do anything, but everyone in the affected area feels it, so the breaking of my silence will create a spiritual upheaval and everyone will feel it in his heart. Throughout his spiritual mission, Baba made numerous promises to break his silence, but vocally never did. He lost followers along the way who tied their hopes and spiritual inclinations to the promised nirvana, which was expected to accompany the breaking of his silence. Even today, debate continues about the breaking of Baba's silence, with some followers believing individually that Baba has broken his silence in their own hearts. The 3 incredible weeks spanned September 11th to 30th, 1954. A part of the experience for the Western men was a mass darshan on September 12th, involving thousands of Indian Baba lovers. A number of the Western men later reflected on this event and their stay with Baba. From Lud Dimple of the United States. On September 14th, we gathered around him and introduced ourselves. After this, Baba spelled out on the board, "I want you to be completely natural with each other, not strained." Never have I desired more to do something and felt so unable. How does one act naturally? The feeling of distance and need for correctness did not dissolve. It was dissolving rather than anything forced. Baba does not move a person by repelling him from avenues which he should not follow. Baba is simply attractive. From Dana Field of the United States. I assure you we have been welded into a unit by Baba, and there is only love and peace. Dr. Donkin is close to Baba, although very different. He is our medic, very handsome and healthy, but also apparently gentle. Danafield also offered insight on his own shortcomings. Baba forgives, and we understand each other. The least smell of intellectualism, which for him is synonymous with hypocrisy, bothers him. He told me to balance mind and heart, with heart having precedence. It is a wonderful lesson, especially having Baba's own example of awakening rather than teaching. From Philippe Dupuis of France. The main teaching I got from India was that spiritual life is no fun, no adventure, not part-time, not excitement. It is like modern wars. It is total. It is not to be thought only. It is not to be thought only, but lived. The best way to do it is to give up everything, forget everything. Be ready and glad to die at the feet of one's master if you have the grace to have one. The poor mind of ours is the main obstacle. It seems only the master can put it aside for us and unlock our heart, which is the secret of all secrets. From Joseph Hamad Harp of the United States. I cannot and I shall not ever forget the first time he ever embraced me within his loving arms. It was a most unforgettable feeling, so comforting, so peaceful, so delightful, that my gratitude for this supreme privilege was of such indescribable feeling that the tears welled up and overflowed with joy and happiness. I loved him and didn't want to take my arms away from him. I wanted more and more of his embracing.
Wow. Shall we stop here?
Shall I finish Joseph Harp and the other people and then take a little break?
Yeah, so
There are just two more to read.
Yeah. And Sushmita ji will take rest of it. And please excuse me, I'm leaving. Jai Baba.
Okay. Well,
for some reason.
there are only
Yeah,
three more pages. I'd be happy to read just the three, and then we're done with this chapter, if you think.
yeah, very good. Please continue. Please continue. And reluctantly, I have to leave.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Avatar.
Jai Baba.
Many thanks to all
All
those
right. Thank you,
participated,
Meherkrupa.
and
See you
Dina
next
and
time.
Betty Jai Baba.
Okay, Baba.
Jai.
Oh. So, I'm
So you're
sorry.
continuing Joseph Hart. Joseph Harp up at the top.
Do you want to finish that, Diana?
Okay, how about I finish Joseph Harp and we'll back it, and then I'll continue reading if you like, or you can take over. So whatever you feel like.
Okay.
Okay, so this is continuing Joseph Harp. Baba will go to any extreme of physical exertions to find and awaken those souls with sincere or utmost yearning for God realization. From Will Beckett of England. He walked round the table to place both hands on our shoulders, and the gentle firmness of his touch gave deep significance to that simple gesture. I guess it continues. Yeah, it continues. I'll read a little more. There was much laughter when he circumnavigated the long table to find where he could best tickle each one, joining in the fun himself, for he likes us to be bright and happy always. At the ping pong table provided for our relaxation, he was a doughty opponent with unique grace and speed. He also showed us a different game of marbles, awarding a prize to the winner and applauding his skill or luck as part of the deeper game of divine love, which is the master's real sport.
All right. I'll just finish up the end.
Okay.
Okay. The 3 incredible weeks had an extraordinary effect on the Western men who attended. Baba tried hard from the start to put all the men at ease. On one occasion, he said that while he was a perfect master, he was also their friend and one of them. A few days later, he reminded the group, I am what I am, even if the whole world bows down to me or turns against me. It does not matter. It is no one's fault. To know Baba is not a matter of eating ladus, Indian sweets. One has to die to oneself to know me. It is not just a joke, this love. William was a constant attendee in the activities of 3 incredible weeks. Baba would continually ask the Western men about their health and advise them to take even minor concerns to William. Specifically, Baba asked Darwin Shaw to gargle after every meal and when awakening in the morning and when he went to bed at night. Darwin was told to see William if his discomfort did not clear up. The Western men left India after September 30th, 1954, for their various countries in the West. A letter written later to close Eastern Baba followers Savak Kotwal by Western participant Alexander Markey reflects his feelings about leaving India. You, the dear Saroshes, Sarosh and Vilu, and Don, William, had transformed the ashram into the most glorious, hold on, abode of the whole of India. I shall forever remember it with thanksgiving. Another member of the Western group, Lud Dimphal, carried the manuscript of Baba's book, God Speaks, with him to the United States. Baba had asked Ibidus and Don Stevens to edit the book. The two were caught off guard by the request, but decided to set aside 2 weeks at Ivy's house for the editing. They were also asked to do the preface and introduction for the book, and while both thought this job would be left better to someone with more authority, they agreed to take on the task. We had expected to ask some famous person or writer like Dr. Donkin to do this work, so it was quite a surprise, Ivy said in her book How a Master Works. The returning Western men and others in the Baba community were shocked to hear of the sudden death of group member Malcolm Schloss shortly after he returned from India. He was found dead October 7 on the bathroom floor of the New York apartment he was staying in. Malcolm had spent a few days in France on his return trip, working on the final draft of the book, 3 Incredible Weeks, with Charles Purdom of England, another participant in the group. A note from Baba on Malcolm's passing reads, "Inform all concerned that most fortunate Malcolm passed away from you on most important day of 7th in unique circumstances after embracing Baba and completing Baba's work," the printed out account of the Sahabas. Charles Purdom wrote of Malcolm's death and their work together, assembling the book on the India experience. Now I'll read this little footnote. Don Stevens met Baba in the 1950s and helped edit Meher Baba's book God Speaks and Discourses, narrated and directed and edited Listen Humanity, and wrote Meher Baba, the Awakener of the Age, as well as several small books related to Baba. And the second asterisk, the book 3 Incredible Weeks with Meher Baba was published in 1979. It is a compilation of the diaries of Charles Purdom and Malcolm Schloss, kept at Baba's request and originally published in The Awakener, and accounts of other participants published in The Awakener as an article called Facets of the Diamond. All right. So I'll read the sentence again. Charles Purdom wrote of Malcolm's death and their work together, assembling the book on the India experience. In a letter, in a letter he sent to Fred Winterfeld of New York, who also attended, he said, "What an experience we had. I thought something was going to happen to Malcolm. It is very dangerous to be near Baba. I am sure we shall all suffer from it in one way or another. Suffering and profit from it will be the proof of what we really got from Baba. It was a marvelous experience. Our report of it, Malcolm's and mine, largely his experience, except toward the end, does nothing like justice to what we went through. I wish it had been possible to rewrite it. It was really like an addition to the Gospels and needs to be written as well as they are. To interpret our experience and what we heard is no easy matter. Baba, though a man and living in the human world, lives also and speaks in the divine world and is to be understood in the divine, not the worldly sense. That is very hard, and that is why he says, love me. Only if we love him can we understand at all. And he says, love me, because that is easier for us than if he said, love God, which all the preachers say every Sunday, and nobody takes any notice. It was a wonderful experience to be with so many men of different experiences and thoughts and temperament, and to be so much at harmony. I shall never forget you. So this is all from Charles Purdom's letters. This is right to Fred Winterfeld. Yeah, wow. And I'll read the footnote, and then we're at the end of chapter 13. Fred Winterfeld learned of Baba in New York from Ivy Deuce in 1948. With his wife Ella, together called Fredella by Baba, he hosted the Monday night meetings in New York City for many years. When they retired, they moved to the Meher Center, where they greeted guests at the gateway. So that is the chapter on 3 Incredible Weeks. My goodness. All right, we'll stop share. And then we can close the meeting. I wonder if there's anybody who would like to, you all sing Arti so beautifully. If not, I could sing the Australian Arti. So, Sushima, can't hear you. You're muted. You need to unmute.
Neelam ji can do Aarti.
Okay. Is she here? Good. Wonderful. I'm not seeing Nina.
जी
Neelam.
नीलम जी आरती कीजिएगा.
जी अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. बुझावे नार जनतनी कर कुद रत्न फरमातो है लागी आस भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर मातो आया मोर शद मेर बाबा चरण पर तुझ न धरिए सर खुदा ना दात थी वाकिफ थई बैठो मेहर बातो तुझे मालिक हकीकत नो तो आशिक भी न आरिफ भी तुझे दरी याए वहदत मारफत नो होई तू पातो आमोर है रब ने ऐसा ले बख्श जे ज्ञान इज्जत नू के तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी चिने मुख तारे पातु उदाना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावे मस्त हमने कर हे तुझ पर जान सदके साकिया पीते पैमा तू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदाए मेहर बाबा कहनेंगे बातू हमारा ना खुदा है मेहर बाबा कहनेंगे बातू बुझावे नार जनतनी कर कुत रत्न फरमातु छलागी आस भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर मातु. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. जय बाबा.
Jai Baba. Oh, that was
बहुत
beautiful.
अच्छी बात.
Jai Baba.
Thank you.
3
जय
बार
बाबा.
बाबा की जय करके बंद कर दी.
All right. So we say,
मेहर बाबा
मेहर
की
बाबा की
जय.
जय.
अवतार
अवतार
मेहर
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की जय.
की जय. अवतार
अवतार
मेहर
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की जय.
जय बाबा की जय बाबा. जय बाबा.
thank you.
जय
Thank you.
बाबा.
Jai Baba.
जय बाबा.
Good night, all, India.
जय बाबा. गुड नाइट.
No, it's 9:10 now.
Lovely. Wonderful. Thank you all. See you next time.
Yeah, in April.
Thank you so much for your help.
Nicely. You read nicely.
Oh, you did. You are such a great help. That's wonderful. Okay. See you all. Jai Baba.
Okay.